What's up, everybody? What's up? Today is Friday, October 9th, and I'm just going to do basically just an overview of really actually what's happening. As I stated before, I'm never really actually into reiterating everything. Like, everything just happens the same way day after day. People just use the same content and just reiterate the same content. So I just try to bring you as much newer information as possible, which obviously you see that obviously the president jumped back in because it was like political suicide. But more importantly, they raised it from the $1.62 trillion to the $1.8 trillion. So that's a big jump. So if you call it 1.62, let's just call it 1.6. So 1.6 to 1.8, $200 billion difference. So that within itself is a good situation, or that's a good thing. The election is coming up on the 3rd, November 3rd, which is the matter of weeks away. As I stated before in another video of mine, I stated that it seems as though that they're trying to time this to come out, or for checks to come out at a certain time, possibly right before the election. Even though people are voting now, and I think it's been 4 to 6 million people who voted already, it seems as though that they're trying to time it to make it come out at a certain time right before the 3rd. So again, as I stated in one of my other videos, don't forget that, you know, when the president, and of course I can't say his name because YouTube might mark it, when the president makes certain statements, the Dow goes down, and when the Dow goes down, then rich people buy, and then they say something good and make the Dow go back up. Obviously, you see is 28 and some change really actually right now is doing significantly well, because on the average the Dow is like 27,000 and now it's 28 going on approaching 29, but based and more so on if there's an actual stimulus that really actually happens. Whether the stimulus happens before November 3rd, before the election, is the issue, because if the Democrats win, if Biden win, then everything gets goes through its process and get transferred in January. So I said that to say that when the process takes place, the acting people will still be in their positions, but they might not have the power to issue out the stimulus and the parts of the stimulus. So the point that I'm making and where I'm getting at is more so from the LWA and unemployment. People know that I speak about unemployment a lot. So as far as the states to unemployment, remember the LWA, lost wages assistance, where the executive order for $300 went out, and basically it only paid up to 6 weeks, so $1,800. You know, so after that it stopped and it lapsed as of September 5th. So September 6th they owe retroactive. Technically they owe. They tried not to put it in the first stimulus bill, and everybody, or more so people, are looking at Nancy Pelosi like she's doing the wrong thing, because it only the news only puts out more so the point that she's for the $600 and won't budge. But there's different parts in there that people are unaware of. It's just not the $600. You have to really actually make sure that it's retroactive, because if it's not retroactive, it means that you lose those weeks. And originally, the first bill that came down, the Republicans were saying $450, and they said $450 for 8 weeks, and then they said in addition, or it goes up to $600. Now, up to $600 is not $600, so it goes up to $600 for the last 5 weeks. The Republicans wanted to end in December, the end of December, which is not good. Who wants to leave Christmas and going into the new year and saying, I don't have a job or I don't have money? So the Democrats wanted to go to the end of January. Now, just really actually think for a moment that, what can we say? I don't want to say the word, because there's certain words that you can't say because they'll tag you. So let's say the epidemic, the situation with the epidemic. If that goes into, or there's a second wave and it goes into the beginning of the first quarter of next year, there's still a chance that things can be extended. So actually keep that in mind. But what I don't like and what I don't want to go back into is whoever's in or on unemployment, LWA, if the current president now, did an executive order for LWA or an extension of LWA, then that reverts it back to $300. So by the time this process takes place, it'll probably be 2 months, 8 weeks. So 300, 369, 12, 12 and 12, 24, 2400, but based on if it's $400 and not 300, then 8 weeks wouldn't be the 24. It'll be 4, 8, 12, 16, 32. So if you can just imagine the difference between $2,400 or $3,200, and that's the difference. So I said that to say that I actually think Nancy Pelosi should really actually come down to the 500, which I spoke on one of my videos. I think 500 is a compromise. It's still meet in the middle, and it still will show that she has some type of, I don't know, willing to really negotiate instead of just being firm on what she wants to be firm on. But just, again, realize that it's not just about the unemployment. The Republicans want the liability insurance. So it's about the liability insurance is a larger issue, and the money going to state and local governments, which is really actually what's needed. Because if you really look at it, if your state, whatever state, like we're in Illinois, I'm in Illinois right now, and if Illinois don't have the money, then they'll go up on property taxes because it's a more broad range of money that they can bring in as far as revenue, and that's not something that we want. Everything is going to be inflated anyway, just like, when we were at minimum wage, $3.35 an hour, and back in the 80s or late 80s, early 90s, and now minimum wage might be, depending on where you're at, it might be $8, $9. So basically that's triple, so that's what inflation is about. So I try to tell people it's best to have certain products, whatever, because if you have the product, then the product goes up in value because it's costly to replace the value. But as they keep giving out trillions of dollars, then the actual dollar itself loses value and it goes down because everybody has it. So that's probably basically it for today. Today is Friday, and it's the last day. I try to do Monday through Fridays, but I've been doing some technical stuff and making some changes. So if you see, I'm at a different location right now at the moment, and that I'm using a different video form and not the one that I was using before. I appreciate everybody. Have a good weekend. Press like, press subscribe. I really appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot. We out, thinkers.